What's up guys, John back with another reaction video, and today we are going to react to something different. I know I've been doing a lot of NBA playoffs lately, so we're going to get back into NASCAR, and I am very curious, and I've been asking in the comments for you guys to kind of give me some feedback, is whether how are these NASCAR stock cars, how are they made? And what kind of materials are they using for this? So I think this is very interesting to me because I'm very into cars and I want to learn more about this sport. So that's why I appreciate you guys always telling me what is up and what kind of materials that these cars are made of. But now we're going to officially learn about how this is done. I think it might be in a production or something like that, production line for like NASCARs, since they have to be like the same. So let's get into it.
The first stock cars were souped-up family sedans, but today they're custom-built for the racetrack. Each car body must match the contours of templates set by NASCAR, the National Association of Stock Car Auto Racing. These cars are definitely not for families.
Definitely not.
On the racetrack, the shape of a car can give it an aerodynamic edge over the competition. It's why in NASCAR races, car bodies must have uniform curves. The regulations put the focus on driver's skill and make the race a fair one. They mold some of the car's body parts from a carbon fiber and Kevlar material. First, a technician applies a release agent to a mold for the car's front end. Then he sprays a paint undercoat into it. This undercoat will eventually transfer to the completed panel. A computerized cutter slices the carbon fiber and Kevlar fabric into strips.
Wait, that's awesome that the carbon fiber is made out of the hood, or as much as possible. And I'm assuming that it's gonna be super light in this case. But I don't know about how strong it is, because we've seen in those crashes where just pieces flying everywhere. So I think it's just for the shape.
It produces 22 pieces, each one cut to fit a different section of the mold.
That's pretty cool
The
to see.
technician rolls epoxy resin onto the fabric, one strip at a time.
So I used to, if you guys don't know, I'm from Hawaii, and it looks similar to how surfboards are molded and mended. So I dinged up my surfboard multiple times. So it's similar. You have to lay this piece of cloth and then put epoxy all over it, this clear coating, so it gets harder and harder and harder. So it looks like similar type of style here.
Once the strip has been completely coated, he transfers it to the mold. He tucks the fabric into the contours and smooths out any big wrinkles.
And then he probably
layers
paints
the strips
over it.
3 deep in a crisscross configuration that will give the part structural integrity. A coworker lends a hand to cover the carbon fiber with perforated plastic.
You better help me out.
They add layers of absorbent polyester and thick plastic, which they glue to the edge of the mold. They insert a fitting and connect a vacuum, which sucks out both air and excess epoxy resin. The polyester material soaks up the resin as it flows through the holes in the first plastic layer. This both smooths and compacts the carbon fiber layers. Then it's into a hot oven to bake for 3 hours. This activates the epoxy, and the layers of carbon fiber and Kevlar fabric become one. An employee removes the completed stock car panel and inspects it.
I'm assuming if they have Kevlar on there, it's got to be pretty strong. So I'm guessing, and you guys can disagree with me or fill in the details, but if they have Kevlar, how bulletproof vests are, woven into the structural integrity of the front end of the car, then I'm assuming that that's what gives it some rigidity, and it's not as easily maybe smashed in during a crash. So that might be what I'm looking for in terms of the answer for how strong these front ends or just the body in general can hold up.
Then it's over to a weigh station. At just under 3.6 kilograms, the part is lightweight yet virtually shatterproof. Meanwhile, at another factory, work begins on the stock car chassis. They build it from square steel tubing that's super strong. An employee welds the pieces together to create a support structure for the car. At the next station, a worker forces narrow steel tubing against a spiral bit to carve notches in it. This tubing is for the roll cage. That's the structure that protects the driver if there's an accident. The notches will help form better joints. He grinds the rough edges, creating a smooth surface to weld the tube to the rest of the roll cage.
I'm assuming everything
Once
has to be
complete,
exact.
The team transfers the roll cage to
Or,
the main
you know,
frame
all
of the
cars.
chassis. They tack weld it before doing the final welds. The next part is called the rear clip. It holds the fuel tank and has mounts for the rear suspension. With the car framework now complete, a technician scans it using a digital measuring probe. The scan confirms that the dimensions are correct.
That's pretty cool.
So they now assemble the various steel and carbon fiber body parts to the stock car framework.
Okay, so it's the front end is very very light, but the body of the car is steel. So that's very interesting that they use both. Steel is heavy.
They measure the completed car body by laying template grids on it. The biggest one sits over the center of the car.
Even steel sheeting, that's pretty heavy.
They pull a gauge through the gaps between the templates and the car body. The gap cannot exceed the tolerances set by NASCAR. They often must tweak
Wow,
the
it has
shape
to
of
be
the body
exact.
part to meet regulations.
For certain cars.
Once the car has been painted, they apply headlight decals where real ones usually are. Real headlights
You'll
would
probably
add
cut
too
them
much
out
weight
later.
and pose a safety risk if they shattered.
Oh, really?
It's
They're
taken
fake.
3 weeks of intensive work, but this stock car body is now ready for the mechanics. Things are about to pick up speed.
All right, guys, so that's it. A very short video on how this is made. And I'm sure there's like other videos. So let me know down in the comments like what videos I should look at, because I want to know like how everything is like put together, the wheels, you know, the fenders on the back, you know, all that, the you know, how the paint job, maybe everything, like that's what makes it cool, I think. Although I think that this is a very basic video for just the outside of the stock car, maybe the engine, you know, all those details. You know, we'll take a look at maybe each part separately. So let me know down in the comments below which videos you guys think that I should watch, and you know, we'll kind of discuss it then. So we'll also push out more videos for the NBA playoffs, since we finally found out that the Golden State Warriors are going to be playing the Mavericks. So that'll be very interesting to watch, and I'll react to those as well. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!